You realize when you stare like that, like someone might think there's something wrong with you, right?
Is there not?
Oh, fair. You're my kid. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T Calkins-Treworgy, also known as Byron Insidious. Cleaned up the face, made her feel a little weird about it because she actually liked the beard. This is my kiddo, Avery. You may have heard me mention the 13-year-old a few times. And then my son Dennis is upstairs playing Ori and the Sacred Forest on the Xbox. He's actually enjoying it, even though he's not. Yeah, it's a pretty game. It really is a beautiful game. For my part, I recently, finally, finished reading through J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion. This was my first time finally getting around to reading it. I feel a little guilty having not done so earlier in my life, but I'm not certain I would have been able to do a proper analytical read, and I didn't intend to do a breakdown analytical read this first time going through it, but being the spurg that I am, couldn't help it. Grabbed a fresh new notebook.
Another one?
Yeah, of the many that I keep on hand, and just dedicated it to taking notes for Silmarillion, and I filled up I'd say about close to half of this notebook with just notations, observations, things that caught my eye and caused me to obviously contemplate various messaging and meanings. I've got a lot of work ahead of me to put together my overall contemplations regarding this foundational work in the legendarium of Tolkien. And ultimately, yes, I am going to be putting together probably 2 or 3 longer video essays regarding just the Silmarillion. I want to move on to the Lord of the Rings trilogy afterwards, but I need a palate cleanser, just something to read just for fun and entertainment without having to do a deep dive and thoughtful analysis. So that'll be Star Trek The Kobayashi Maru, which I got recommended from a coworker. Art is not just for analysis. It's also just to be enjoyed, to partake of. And oftentimes I rob myself of that opportunity to just enjoy something. You don't have to agree so vehemently.
It's true.
Fair. But speaking of art, my kiddo here has long been involved in and interested in doing illustration and hand drawing, and she has moved to some digital work as well. You want to show off some of the stuff you've been putting together? Now, first, what is this program?
Something Japanese, I don't know.
Something Japanese.
Medibang Paint.
Medibang Paint. That's awfully racist of you, but that's okay.
It's literally, I had to translate the name into English when I downloaded it. I don't want to hear it. So here's my first version of, I don't name any of my art, so this is the first version.
Okay.
And the thing I hate about this program, oh, of course I didn't do it this time, but typically after I exit one of my drawings, it gives me an ad right away. Of course, the one time that we're doing it on film, it doesn't. It makes me look like a liar. But this is version 2, which I'm much more proud of.
You okay, bud? Oh.
I drew this. And then he wants me to draw, like, a lizard person in armor.
I've made a couple of requests. I will admit I have. I enjoy getting kiddo here to do some varied ideas in terms of illustration projects or attempts and endeavors. And I do a lot of fantasy stories, so it would be lovely to have someone in-house who can do some fantasy illustrations instead of trying to commission everything or using AI art, which I don't. I don't like the idea of using a lot of generative AI imagery.
I know, every time he does it, I scold him.
And yes, she does. She kind of growls at me because it is intellectual theft. I'm not so die hard in the wool on that perspective, But I am more than happy to hear it out, and I do tend to lean towards I would prefer something hand-drawn or even digitally drawn as opposed to using generative AI for imagery. Now, there have been times in the past where I'm on a time crunch or a budget crunch, largely budget crunch. I can't afford to do a ton of commissions. I can't pay for it. I'm sorry. We got to keep that freaking roof over our heads and food in the pantry between your black hole brothers and myself.
I asked for payment in gummy worms. I don't think that's a lot.
We have other bills, kiddo. We have other bills.
Gummy.
No. I'm not talking about commissioning you. You're my kid. I can ask and try to give you gummy worms as repayment. Hey, it's a gummy-based economy. Buy
that's
a
how
gummy
sticky
for
it
your
is.
gummy.
That's how sticky the economy is.
You don't get the reference, and that's okay. I don't think Medicare would want that kind of reference in a 13-year-old's skull.
Who?
Jim Medicare. Don't worry about it. Anything else you want to show us on there?
Yourself.
Oh, your cats.
This is Terry and Jacob. Be nice to them. Jacob's the brown one. Terry's the white one.
Cats.
Yeah.
All right. See, it's just wanted to kind of throw this together and say hello again. It's been a little bit since I did anything in terms of giving updates. It's going to be a little bit, probably at least 2 weeks, I imagine, before I will have my initial video essay on the Silmarillion. In the meantime, I am still reading. I am still doing some short story project work. I just don't have a whole lot to offer in terms of a shared story right now. And I do apologize for that, but sometimes I just do not have the time or drive or an idea to move forward with. I do have my next long-form story project outlined and prepared. Why are you wearing that on your head?
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey!
Cheers for now, ladies and gentlemen. Fezzes are cool. So says Matt Smith. Cheers.